Well, well, well. Guess who's back?
You
Back again. Appreciate y'all for being here. This is going to be our first mock draft, Dynasty startup mock draft based on the 2026 season. So we'll be doing a lot of startups, a lot of rookie mocks throughout the offseason, but we thought, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's think about what startups might look like if we were to do them today. So I do appreciate y'all being here with us. Now, what you need to know is that we are going to give away a playbook tonight. Okay. A lot of y'all already know what the playbook is. Obviously, customized team review of your fantasy football team. Everybody who's an annual Mother Flock, remember with the promo code LAND gets one. But we're going to give one away tonight. So all you got to do to enter is like the stream and type "we back." All right, and no spaces, by the way, no spaces, all one word. And then at the end of today's stream, we're going to make sure and do that giveaway. Appreciate y'all big time for being here. Let's by the way, at the end of the stream, we will do team reviews. We've got quite a few building up there. So we're going to do some Dynasty team reviews. So obviously now is a great time to get them in if you want to. But we are going to jump into a Dynasty startup mock draft. Now, the ADP has not changed. So you guys are going to have to be on your P's and Q's. You guys are going to be on top of your game. Now, Badaki, if people want to join today's mock draft, how can they do so? We haven't,
Yeah, we haven't done this in a while, but join our Discord. That link is going to be in the chat. I'll put that link in the chat right there in our Discord. But join our Discord and then go to the LAN tab with the orange footballs. Then go to mock draft. That's where we'll be sending all mock draft images for redraft and Dynasty. In redraft in season, that's where we send it. In Dynasty season, we send that there as well.
I mean, this channel is going to be back from the dead because it's just been a spam channel since the season started. Look at all this. We've missed some of this spam.
Well, a lot of these people have been, I think, like kicked out because of all the inappropriate stuff. So anyway, we're going to bring this channel back to life. So once again, join our Discord. Go to the LAN tab with the orange footballs, then go to mock draft tab. Once again, that link is in the channel there, and then I'll send this link to the sleeper. It is first come, first serve. This is a great time to join our mock draft because normally as we get closer and closer to the off season, it gets harder and harder. That's what she said. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That link has been sent out.
It is first come, first serve. Again, we appreciate y'all being here. It'll be fun to kind of think through, these situations together because honestly I have no idea what this is going to look like truthfully, no idea. So much has changed, and I
mean, I think that's what's exciting, right?
Yeah.
So much has changed to kind of get a new landscape of what's gonna be a value, thinking about our 26 first round picks, thinking about who's rising, who's falling.
Here's what we'll do as well. If you want to draft a rookie, I don't have like images or anything, but I'll put kickers in there if you want to draft a pick. So if you want to draft the 2026 first round pick, the 101, etc., then you can do that. Just draft a kicker. We're not going to get into the specifics of the class yet. I am in the process of scouting myself. So as soon as I've done that, we'll have a lot of content around the class, but I want to wrap my head around it first before I talk about it. I don't want to pretend I know about these players, if that makes sense. But all right, this is a 2026 Dynasty Startup Mock Draft. You can draft 2026 picks if you like. It's Superflex, PPR, and yeah, let's get to it. As Ghost Rider is at the top here, will there be any chaos to begin, or will it be?
I'm trying to think who would be if there's anything that's crazy. I feel like the first 4 to 5 picks should be the same, and I think
I don't think so.
106 could be. I mean,
all right,
that's too crazy.
All right,
that's why I got too crazy.
I mean, I want people to have fun, but that almost renders this useless. I feel like,
I mean,
hold on.
I feel like we should redo that.
I really feel like we have to. Like, I know it's fun, but we need this to actually be valuable. I'm sorry. We need this to be valuable. Try again. Try again.
I'm going to put that in the chat. Try again. Try again.
All right.
Okay.
Well, this person just is going to get kicked. All right. We're going to change that, and he's going to get Josh Allen. You want to play? Want to play games? You want to play games? I wish you could kick people. I don't think you can.
I wish you could. I feel like Sleepers should bring out a feature of like whoever, and then like bring in somebody. You should have like waiting rooms.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so Josh Allen goes first. Lamar Jackson at the 102. And if Ghost Rider keeps pulling some stuff like that, I'll make every pick for him. I don't care. Let's make this useful, y'all. I know it's funny, all right? Get your laughs in, all right? Ha ha ha. But let's make this actually useful for us in Dynasty, all right? It is Super Flex. Dynasty Super Flex startup draft. So yeah. All right, that's what I was curious about. Where is Jaden Daniels going to go off the board? Because that is not replicable. Him at the 105 does not represent what KTC says at all. Like, it's not even close.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you look on KTC right now, and I talked about this in today's video. If you guys don't know, I released a video today talking about the buys. But right now on KTC, you will see Jaden Daniels at 16th overall. He is the 16th overall player in their Superflex rankings, which I think is just ridiculous. Like, I genuinely think it's ridiculous.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Yeah, look, a bunch of options. I can go quarterback here. I think at the end of the day, if I had to still do my rankings, I'm still going to be taking Jamar Chase as the wide receiver one.
Okay.
Even with everything that's going on, I think there's a bit of a caveat there. Obviously, there was no Joe Burrow. That was the other guy I was contemplating. Yes. Obviously, Jackson Smith and Jigba. For me, it's still going to be Jamar Chase, but Jackson is in the conversation in the top three.
Totally.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jason is the wide receiver 2 over, there you go, Justin Jefferson, just because of the quarterback situation, right? I mean, I wasn't a believer of Sam Darnold. He's proven us wrong, proved me wrong. And Justin Jefferson here is with J.J. McCarthy, so.
Yeah, look, I mean, that tier 1 of Dynasty receivers is as big as it's ever been today. Like, my tier 1 in Dynasty, like, rankings for receivers has typically been, like, 2 to 3 names. It's at, like, 6 for me. The receiver position had a huge bounce back this year, which I love to see. You know, at this point, there's a lot of different ways that you can go. I think I need to eat some humble pie here, if I'm honest with y'all. And that humble pie is Patrick Mahomes. You know, I was not very big on drafting Mahomes this offseason, I'll be honest with you guys. We had back-to-back years where this team's identity was built in the run game and defense. And I think they really do want to run the ball, but they just can't. They don't have an effective rushing attack at all whatsoever.
Okay.
And I will need to eat some humble pie here on Mahomes. He is right back to that elite status. There is genuinely no doubt about it. It was always there. He just didn't have a chance to showcase it. Rice is the future of the team. You look at what he's doing this year compared to previous years, right back up there, 23 points per game. I really felt like 2024 and 2023 were going to kind of be our expectations for him for the next couple of years, but he turned it right back on. And yeah, so shout out to him. Then we get CeeDee Lamb. And look, see, this is a fun, crazy surprise. Not like Trey McBride at the 101. This is a fun, crazy surprise in my opinion. Jackson Dart at the 111. Well. And
I think so as well.
Can you really say it's stupid? I don't think you can. I really don't.
I think it's near. I think it's near for sure. If anything, it's probably a couple of reaches, but it's not far off. If anything, I think his real value is probably at like the 204, 205, because there you go. Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
The running backs go, and then I think there's two more players I personally would say that could go ahead of Jackson Dart. But like since Jackson Dart has started in week 3, I think he's been a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to be rushing the ball the way he's been rushing with the new head coach coming in and all of that, et cetera, et cetera? We're not necessarily sure, but the fact that he has a rushing ability is what we want in our quarterback. So I do believe it might be a bit of a reach.
Yeah, no, let's be clear. It's probably a reach, but
yeah,
it's not insane. I think that's what I'm trying to convey. Like, I don't think it's insane. Like, let's just think about it rationally for a second. And I'm sorry to pause. I want us to talk through this because it's a big one. Jackson Dart, since week 4, right? I mean, 19 points, 15, 23, 28, 19, 27, 26.
Weeks 4 to 10, by the way, he's a QB1 in PPR.
And is that average or is that overall?
4 to 10. Sorry, weeks 4 to 10, he's a QB1 averaging 23.3 fantasy points per game.
What I would love to do is I would love to compare him from week 4 onwards to some other names. All right, because, like Drake May, for example.
Yeah.
Let's just have a little fun here for a second. Drake May. Let's throw in Dak, who's been on a heater. Let's throw in Justin. Who else should we throw in? Mahomes. So let's just compare this for a second. Since week 4, he's averaging over almost 23 points per game. The only quarterback here that's averaging more is Patrick Mahomes at 24, averaging 23 points per game. He looks fantastic. He's doing it without Malik Neighbors.
With nobody.
Without Cam Scatterbo. I mean, Cam Scatterbo was there for a good portion, right? I mean, he is taking care of the ball as well. That's what's crazy is like he doesn't have many turnover-worthy plays. He's taking care of the ball, and he's got this rushing ability that it was there at Ole Miss. It just wasn't showcased the way that like a Jaden Daniels was coming out. You know what I mean? So I think if you're high on Drake May, you should probably be high on Jackson Dart too. Like, why the hell not? I mean, Drake May is obviously the better prospect. I'm not saying he's not, but yeah, and it's got to feel awful. I don't have I don't have any Cam Ward in my Dynasty Leagues, Badaki, but it has got to feel awful if you spent the 105 on Cam Ward in rookie drafts last year and Dart was a second-round pick, and you're looking at the way this year is panning out. It's gotta just give you bubble guts. But look, I definitely hear where everyone's coming from talking about, look, you can't put your body in the way like that. And I totally hear where you guys are coming from. Ultimately, though, it's a secret weapon, and it's what makes a player so good, and so unguardable. You game plan around it. It's what makes these guys so difficult. So for him to be averaging 23 points per game pretty much right now, the quarterback 300 points per game in that span, the quarterback 1 overall in that span, if you don't look at points per game, I don't think it's crazy. However,
I don't think it's crazy. Yeah.
However, there were other quarterbacks on the board that have shown more, and they've shown it more consistently. For example, I would have probably still taken Joe Burrow ahead of him, and that's where I'm going to go there at the 204.
Yeah, exactly. I'm still taking Joe Burrow ahead of him, and I'm genuinely interested, not only from you, but like also the chat, because everyone's saying this you can't be running these people to the ground. Like, wasn't Lamar Jackson in that same conversation? Like
any Russian quarterback there's going to be that conversation.
I felt like this conversation wasn't with Lamar Jackson though. I felt like 100% Lamar Jackson. I felt like after he got hurt, like 3 years into it, it was like, oh, his hamstrings. You can't running him to the ground. He had 1 concussion. This guy. He's gone to the tent multiple times. Doesn't mean he had the concussion, but he's only had 1 concussion.
I think it's fair to say that Jackson Dart needs to take care of himself better. I think that's not only a fair critique. I think it's a must. That was him. So, I don't think that's unfair if people are saying that as a critique, because even someone who loves Jaden Daniels like myself, I think Jaden Daniels needs to take care of himself better. So I get it, but I do think Dart probably should have gone after Burrow Hurts. Regardless, I don't think it's insane. So Neighbors at the 205. I was curious to see where he was going to go. Then after that, Drizzy, Drake, London. Which, okay, I was like, did Jefferson go? Jefferson did go. We had a Monra. Okay. Super interesting. There's a couple names that I can't wait to talk about whenever they come up.
Yeah, I have 2 players. One's a quarterback, one's a wide receiver. I think I'm going to go with the wide receiver because there's still plenty of quarterbacks available.
Yeah.
Over to Rich here.
And look, like what Timothy's saying, I think this is such a fair comment from him. Like talking about how Burrow doesn't run and he's always injured. Look, and I try to say this all the time, but if you're going to avoid a player because of a potential injury, then you just shouldn't play fantasy football. This was my entire argument talking about Christian McCaffrey this offseason. He was one of my favorite buy for contenders, and we were totally comfortable drafting him in redraft. And everybody kept saying, well, what if he gets injured? And I just kept pleading, if you're worried about a player being injured, don't play fantasy football. And it's funny if you think about the first round of redraft this last year, Malik Neighbors is gone. Yeah, you drafted Malik Neighbors over CMC in your leagues because you thought, well, really he's safer. Football, you're going to get injured. You're going to get injured, and you cannot predict injuries. I don't care who you are. I don't care what model you have or what you've seen in the past from a player. You just can't predict injuries, right? I mean, think back to Trey Benson's rookie year. Everybody, including us, James Conner's going to get injured. James Conner's going to go down with an injury. He's been injured his entire career, right? Think about this offseason. Everyone's saying, well, James Conner was healthy last year. There's no reason to draft Trey Benson anymore. And then James Conner goes down with the injury. And then guess what? So does Trey Benson. The Olave, yes, I was about to talk about that too. Styles brings up Chris Olave.
Yeah.
Everyone said don't draft Chris Olave. One more concussion and his career's over.
That's why I'm so interesting about this whole Jackson Dart conversation because he's had one concussion. He hasn't been injured anywhere else. He hasn't had a high ankle sprain. He hasn't had a hammy. He hasn't had an issue with his throwing arm. He had a concussion. You know who has a concussion right now? CJ Stroud. You know who had concussions in the past? And I don't know if Lamar Jackson has had one, but I can't think of one. But you get what I'm saying? All these people, all these quarterbacks have been injured, but we're still taking him over them, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. Justin Herbert was the other quarterback I was considering, by the way.
For me, it comes down to if you don't want to draft a player that can get injured, then don't play Dynasty football. I've said that. That's been my motto almost about injuries. You just can't predict them. And as much as we want to, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. So, all right. So Rashee Rice comes off the board at the 207. Love that. Again, we had plenty of misses. I just talked to you guys about how I felt like I completely whiffed on Mahomes this offseason. Completely whiffed on him. He was my favorite tier down quarterback still. I'll take my L. But I also will take my W. Rashee Rice was my favorite buy at wide receiver this offseason. And there were so many reasons why in the comment section as to why people disagreed with that. And I get that. But that looks like a big payoff if you went out and bought him. He looks like the engine, the alpha, which is what we were anticipating. And he looks truly elite. Brock Bowers off the board at the 208. Caleb, Justin Herbert, Jonathan Taylor. I was curious to see where Jonathan Taylor was going to go off the board. Then Amarion Hampton. We have a third round reversal here. So Taylor and Hampton come off the board. I did talk about Jonathan Taylor in today's video. It's my opinion that unless you're contending right now, there's absolutely no reason to keep Jonathan Taylor on your team. And that doesn't mean that the 211 is too early. But if you're a team that you don't think has a chance to win the championship this year, if you're a one-year punt, there is no reason to hold on to him. You sell a elite player at their prime peak value, you do that 100 times out of 100 if you're not contending. Of course, if you're contending, you hold. So curious to see where Egbuka was going to come off the board. I think that's a really, really good value for Egbuka there.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't mind Egbuka. Yeah.
In my opinion, Egbuka and London are in the same tier.
Okay. So yeah, look, that's not crazy at all. For me, it's I actually have Rice over London. So I guess
yeah, no,
Rice
same for me.
I think for me, the way I have it right now is like the top 4, which right now it could be 5 is Puka. Technically, it's Chase, Jackson, Puka, Jefferson. Just depending on Matthew Stafford and how long he's going to play. Ashton Genty at the 3-3
Well, I was
there.
curious
So
to see where Genty would come off the board.
yeah, I was interested.
I'm going to go back to the wide receiver well. One of my breakouts of the year in this preseason. Can anybody guess? Who do you think I'm going to draft, chat? What is the draft? What does the chat think? What name am I going to talk about? How well do you watch our content? Who is my wide receiver breakout of the year this offseason? I'm going to give you all a second.
I give you a hint. He traded him away.
I did trade him away in the Flock League. Everybody got it right. We are going to draft Mr. Rome Odunze. Welcome to the squad here at the 304.
Yeah,
I don't think that's crazy to draft him there. Obviously, you could have gone a couple different ways, but I will take Rome there at the 304. It's been awesome to see him kind of step into that alpha role. Caleb has been a little bit inaccurate at times. He's made a couple mistakes at times, but you clearly see the alpha status with him, man. Every week he comes out there, and when he gets targets, he puts up numbers. And then when he doesn't get targets, his dad is going to complain about it, and he's going to get targets the next week. That's for damn sure. Guys, appreciate y'all being here with us. If you're just joining, we'd love to give you guys a heads up that we are going to do a giveaway today. All you need to do to enter is like the stream and type "we back" into the chat, all one word. And at the end of today's stream, we are going to give away a playbook, which obviously you guys know what the playbook is now. Customized team review for your Dynasty team. Again, you can enter the giveaway today simply by liking the stream and typing "we back." Appreciate y'all for being here. Playbook, you can submit whatever team you want, Dylan. If you guys win, you can submit a redraft, you can submit a Dynasty. Whatever you want is fine.
I have no idea where to go here. I think I'm just gonna make a panda pick. Actually, I know who I want. I want Achan.
Achan was just drafted, brother.
Okay. Right in front of me.
You're gonna get Bo Nixon. You're gonna like it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Honestly, I don't think Bo Nixon the third is terrible though.
No, it's not. It's not terrible.
Probably not the next quarterback I would have drafted, but
yeah,
it's not crazy to get him in the third. I don't think. There's gonna be some auto picks that we're gonna look at and be like, damn, but I don't think that's one of them.
Yeah. I was looking at the first 2 rounds. I was like, oh, Achan didn't go. I was like, let me get him in the last second. But yeah, it was Achan. And the quarterback position, I think, is really iffy here. Obviously, the guys that we hope to kind of take a crazy step, like the Bo Nix, who's been struggling a little bit, the JJ McCarthy's, who hasn't been on the field. You're not excited for this third round quarterback, where last year, we were getting, well, I guess not we were getting, but like we were advocating for the Bo Nix to go in the second round. And sometimes he fell into the third and it was great value. Yeah. Now it doesn't feel like that. I feel like there's a big
believe in him, but it's definitely,
I still believe in him as well.
It's definitely difficult. I mean, 18.6 points per game so far this year. It's just there's not been the consistency. You see
the drop off though at quarterback is pretty significant in the third round, I would say.
Yeah.
From the second to the third.
Sure. Appreciate everybody here being in the chat. Scribble says, Zach, so according to KTC, Daniels isn't good anymore. Yeah. KTC has Jaden Daniels as their 16th ranked player in Superflex, which is just so stupid. I'm sorry, but with all due respect, so stupid.
You stupid.
Tyler Warren at the 310. Wow. And this isn't a wow to say, like, this is a bad pick. It's just a wow to say, like, I'm just like, wow. I mean, yeah. You're going to see that.
Can't believe you got him there. Type of wow.
Not really can't believe he got him there. I don't think it was like a huge steal or anything. It's just more like, yeah. He was going, what was it, like 6th, 7th round in startups? I love the start here on the edge. Nico Collins in the 4th round is just...
Look at the turnaround from
stupid,
having Trey McBride at the first.
Man. Yeah, I think we should talk about Tetairoa McMillan. As someone who has him in the Flock League, it's been such a weird mix of emotion for me because from a fantasy perspective, I think we all want more, right? He's averaging just under 12 points per game, 62 yards per game. The touchdowns are just non-existent. And I think I speak for anyone who's watched any Panther game this year. My conclusion is twofold. Number one, Tetairoa McMillan is it. He's that dude. There's just no doubt in my mind at all whatsoever that he is an alpha star receiver in the NFL. No doubt at all. This is basically Drake London rookie year. And number two, the next conclusion is Bryce Young is actually awful.
Yeah, I think that's my
He's got to go. Bryce Young has got to go.
Yeah. We're not going to see the full Tet McMillan until Bryce is gone, unfortunately. And it's just not, he's never going to get there, in my opinion. I think he's had multiple coaching regimes. They've been competitive. I mean, oddly enough, they're 5-4, but it's not because of Bryce Young, right? Like, there's so many different things.
They won a game. They won that game against the Packers. And let's look at Bryce Young's stat line, by the way, when they won that game. Because it's one of the funniest stat lines of the year. They won against the Packers in Week 9, and Bryce Young had 102 passing yards. 102 passing yards, 55% completion percentage.
Gosh.
No touchdowns.
That would actually be hell.
No touchdowns, and they beat the Green Bay Packers. Insane.
Yeah.
Just absolute insanity, dude. Genuinely insane. Bryce Young is terrible. What's funny is, like, I've thought about this. Like Joel mentioned, like, what if they go from Bryce to Kyler? That would be an upgrade. I know it doesn't sound like it, but I think Bryce Young is like what is probably the worst starter in the NFL today. And you're seeing a version of him that is just nothing like what you saw out of Alabama. He is afraid to throw down the field. His average yards per attempt is like lowest in the league. He's not willing to throw the ball down the field. He's afraid to throw an interception. He's afraid to make a mistake. He's nothing like he was out of Alabama. He's a shell of himself. He's got to go. There's just no way they can build around him anymore. All right.
Panthers could be in the mix of getting a quarterback here, but continue.
Yeah. They're just winning too many games. I'm on the clock here. I'll be honest with you guys. I really don't know where to go at this point. Like, truthfully. I'm probably going to take a receiver, and I'm not going to be in love with it. But is it too early for Chris Olave? I think I'm going to get roasted for this pick. The problem is right now, I feel like you could go 30 different players right here, and I wouldn't be upset about it.
Yeah. I mean, Chris Olave wouldn't be my first one.
Oh. Fuck.
Chris Olave.
That's not who I wanted after I just realized who I actually wanted. He's probably not going to come back to me now, but that's okay. All right, guys. Is it crazy to take Olave there? Let's ask the poll.
I mean, look, I think there are other players I would rather have over Chris Olave, and it obviously depends on their situation. Now, I think there's a lot of upside with Olave just because he can go to a new team unless he signs with the Saints. I mean, yeah, that was the guy that I would be taking. I would be taking a wide receiver there. Wide receiver.
Last second, I realized Henderson would have been a better pick. But
Travis Hunter, I would have taken over Chris Olave. I would have taken Henderson over Chris Olave.
I don't think that's crazy, but it's I don't know. Like you're banking on a lot of unknowns that were not answered in his rookie season.
I mean, yeah, we are, but I mean,
I don't think we've ever been in a position since we started playing Dynasty football where we would have to evaluate a name like Travis Hunter after his rookie season. Like, I don't think there's ever been another player like this that we've had to evaluate.
I think there's going to be a lot of people.
So few answers.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to be leaning on that one game.
And that's tough. That's all you have.
But I think that's where a lot of people, especially in the redraft community, like they were banking on the breakout. Like I was like, I love what I saw, but I needed to see it again. And obviously he got injured, which is unfortunate. We were hoping that we were going to see, if we had a 3-game sample size of that.
Sure, but we don't.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I still believe that he can be that guy. And after what I saw in that week, literally no sample size. I don't think it's considered a sample size, but like, and the conversations they were having, putting Brian Thomas on the block for trade, is like they were just willing to get rid of him, and they want Travis to be their number one. That's what I think is going to happen next year.
You just said if we had a 3-game sample size. Well, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. We don't. You know what I mean? This is what we have to work off. That's why I'm saying like it's going to be incredibly difficult to evaluate this, because you still have the question of how much cornerback will he play in his career. Not only do you have to assess what his value is as a receiver, you still have to ask how much defense will he play. I think there's still so much risk, but I love the player. We all know how much I loved him coming out of Colorado. I still feel like there are so many unanswered questions.
Yeah. Look, I have nothing to back this. I just don't feel like he's going to play too much corner after this year. It's like, you know what? We actually just need more help at wide receiver.
Yeah.
They can go draft a corner right now. It's like, you know what? We're going to have 1A, 1B. Let's do it. Nothing to back that up.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. There is genuinely nothing to back that claim.
It's just like
there is no foundation to that claim.
Yeah. It's just like, it's just smarter if you're going to invest into that player, because, yeah. Anyways, you're on the clock.
Yeah, I was going to go Jalen Waddle there. I think I'm going to grab T. Higgins. I think I'm going to grab T. Higgins there at the 504.
I was hoping for T to come back.
Honestly, I think there's a chance that, like, in an ideal world, for specifically T. Higgins' dynasty value, Joe Burrow doesn't come back this entire year, and then you just get him at a discount in dynasty startup drafts. But I think as Joe Flacco is playing and Joe Burrow, he's going to probably be a 4th-round pick, because unless injuries happen, he's going to be pretty good. I'm not selling low on Travis Hunter. He's a strong hold. He's just a strong hold. That's it. Not selling low, just a strong hold. Wherever I have him, I'm not selling him, but I'm certainly not. I don't want to pretend like any opinion that any of us have here is going to be the answer, because I don't think any of us know. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us. Our first startup draft of 2026.
Okay, let's see where I should go here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to make the homer pick, actually. I think...
What could that be? What could the homer pick be? Oh, right.
Is that not around the area? I think...
No.
Honestly, I think there's 2 people I would still take over him. But, like, I just wanted to have the conversation. Yeah. I think this is a prime time for Cam. I think he's going to come back. New head coaching regime. Jackson Dart, who's going in the 1st round in this mock draft. No Malik Neighbors. He should be the box should be wide open for him next year, especially if they invest in another wide receiver. Yeah. So that's not bad. I still have 2 players technically I would take over him, especially if one gets a contract extension, which we'll talk about once they get drafted, but I don't mind this.
Yeah. You know, what I need to look up, and I haven't done the research myself yet, is has any other running back had that injury in the past decade?
Has any other running back had that in the past decade? Not running backs that I can remember.
This is my concern. Because that's the same injury Dak Prescott had. And Dak Prescott, his rushing upside completely evaporated after that injury. Mm-hmm. That's the injury that Chris Godwin is dealing with now.
There goes the second one. So there you go. Both of those running backs I would technically take over Cam. I would take Chase Brown and Josh Jacobs over Cam Scatterboot. But once again, having the conversation, I probably could have gotten him lower because the ADP is crazy.
Okay. Comparable cases. Chris Godwin, Von Miller in 2020. This is the problem. Can the chat correct me if I'm wrong? I don't think we can name a single running back that's had that injury in the past decade. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. And I think that's my concern.
I can't think of one.
Because of the nature of Cam Scatterboot's game, the physicality of it, I'm concerned. There is a lot of unknowns. Definitely would have taken Kyron and Jacobs over him. Don't know about Chase Brown, but it's an interesting conversation. Like I said, I don't know the answer. Obviously, if he returned to be 90% of what he was, then I think you're happy with it. But yeah, I think you're taking on a lot of risk there.
Yeah, which I understand. Once again, it's a mock, so we're having fun with it. But yeah, look, I think when it comes down to the injury, I have nothing to really know about like the history of that injury, but yeah, I guess I just hope that he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
What has and I don't know the severity. I don't know if there was like any ligament. It was just a clean break or what.
Scatterboot had a dislocated right ankle, an open tibia fracture, and a ruptured deltoid ligament. Yeah. I think we need to ask Jeff Mueller about it.
Big old Jeff.
I feel like Jeff Mueller is someone that would be good to consult on this.
I know he did post something about it, no? Let's see. Cam Scatterboot. Scatto who? Nice little run there of tight ends. Yeah, there's literally no quarterbacks anymore that you're happy to take, which is genuinely crazy.
I'll ask him. Let's see.
I'm on the clock here.
Yeah.
A lot of
Sam
people...
Darnold. Hey, Sam Darnold's not a bad pick there, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, look at the fall off. Like, J-Mac had to go all the way down. I'm not necessarily sure who I'm taking here if there's a quarterback. I mean,
I think there's some good values on the board. So.
I think if we're really talking about how fantasy finish has happened, I think there's another quarterback, but I'm not taking him.
There's a quarterback that I think definitely should have been drafted by now. 100%.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I'm probably going to be auto picked here because I have no idea where to go. Which makes me just say I'm just going to take best available. I think that's just going to be Xavier Worthy at the top of the list. I can't really see anyone else I can take.
Xavier Worthy, okay.
Yeah. That's the guy I was talking about.
Yeah.
Was that the guy you were talking about? I was like, I can take this guy. Most likely going to get a contract extension. Plays on a really stacked team. Tyler Warren, Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Jonathan Taylor. I mean, it's all there, which
100%.
Makes sense.
100%. I mean, yeah. You know what's crazy is like Chuba Hubbard's fall off. I'm just thinking about that now.
There's a lot of names fall off. Chuba Hubbard, Alvin Kamara. Where are you going to be drafting David Montgomery?
Was Breece Hall drafted yet?
Yes, he was in the fourth.
Was Javonte Williams drafted yet?
No.
Oh, I will take Javonte Williams here. Now, let's be honest. If Javonte Williams signs a contract to stay in Dallas, That's a massive steal. If Javonte Williams is a one and done in Dallas, that is a terrible pick. There is no in between, I don't think.
Well, I think Javonte could find a job somewhere else. It just depends on where. I can see Javonte getting a contract somewhere like the Texans. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's the only team I can think of right now. He can go to Chicago if they get rid of Swift. Those are the two teams that I can see him going to, where he can earn a contract that's not with Dallas. I think Dallas would rather go Breece Hall route,
right,
and pay him good money. Who's
why though?
younger.
I mean, I don't. He see that narrative doesn't hold up. The younger narrative.
They're like a year apart. Sure.
Javonte's not old, you know.
Mm-hmm. So I think Breece has more explosiveness. Javonte's they're just two different styles of backs. I think that's the difference.
My next pick is an in faith pick, meaning in faith I believe that this will pay off. Yeah. And by the way, rookies, you know, the whole rookies being drafted, I completely forgot about. I'm sure most of us did.
Yeah, and Selimo says he's taking Jordan Tyson and Carnell Tate there at the 6'12" and 7'1".
Yeah, which I don't have much to say on the rookies yet because I haven't scouted all of them. I gotta wait until I've done my due process. All right, this is an in faith pick, RJ Harvey. In faith, he takes over the role second half of the year. All right.
Come on, talk it up. I'm believing.
Just speaking it in faith right now. Although the 103 is definitely more valuable than RJ Harvey. Honestly, like every pick should probably be a rookie pick here for the rest of the 7th round if we're going based off value. But I think we kind of threw that out the window, unfortunately.
Let's see what Dylan says. How much you want to say?
I mean, if you guys want to name names, you can, but I mean, we don't have any analysis on them yet.
You know what? Why not? I'll take the best quarterback. What's that? Mendoza.
Sure, man.
Mendoza, if I spelled that right.
Sure.
Steal of the draft. He's going to currently the New Orleans Saints or the Cleveland Browns, maybe. You know what's crazy? All the top teams have quarterbacks. Like I think it's Tennessee. Well, I guess you can't really count New Orleans as having a quarterback, but they did draft Tyler Shook in the 3rd?
Yep.
But we have a quarterback. Cleveland doesn't have one. The Jets technically doesn't have one. Vegas, Miami.
Wow. I was wondering when Gadsden was going to go. I guess
Practice it
depends on the premium. If I like that pick or not.
Yeah. Oh man, just so many. Look at all the Reds. Terry out. DJ, Tyreek, Golden, Ricky. It's rough down here at the wide receiver room. Everyone's hurt.
Yeah. And I think, like, obviously, we said it earlier, but I'll just clarify again. Clearly, these are not where these draft picks are actually valued at. I think everybody just forgot about them. Adams, Gadsden, Pittman off the board there. Don't know how I feel about Pittman, to be honest. I feel like this is like a really good opportunity to sell Pittman. I don't think I want to build around Michael Pittman long term still. There's so many names there in Indianapolis right now. Let's change the clock to 30 seconds here. Gonna have some tougher decisions to make. But look, it's not an anti-Pittman. Well, there goes Alec Pierce. It's not an anti-Pittman take. It's just there are so many mouths to feed, and he's been great. He's been fantastic this year. But there have been a lot of touchdowns as well. He's had a touchdown in all but 4 games this year. 60% of his games he has a touchdown right now. I don't know how sustainable that is long term. I am worried about, Alec Pierce, his arrival, Tyler Warren's arrival. Josh Downs is still a really good player. So I think he's overperforming what I would expect his averages to be right now. And then I guess you can talk about the age, sure. And that's not me saying he's old or anything. It's just that's the way the markets work.
Yeah. Look, I understand. It's a little bit questionable. I just wonder how sustainable it is for, in my opinion, Daniel Jones. But like, he's done this. He looks great. I mean, I guess he did it with the Giants as well. And he did that with nobody. And then the next year it was like, what? So I wonder how sustainable that is with that whole offense. But I guess it just depends on who's available.
Nice. I like Trey Benson there. I was hoping he was going to fall to me. Nobody.
Ricky Pearsall.
Nobody who can touch you like me. Nobody.
Is this like...
Ricky Pearsall was a great pick. I like that.
What do you do with all these people, man?
I like the slick Ricky pick.
I do have a player I have in mind. Let's see if J-Mac takes him.
Yeah, there's a couple players that I think are pretty big steals right now.
Derrick Henry. Okay, so I'm going to go with the wide receiver. I'm going to take Luther Burden here.
Oh, I like that. That wasn't who I was thinking about, but I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like Luther Burden. In this area, taking a big step, hopefully. Maybe DJ Walks. Caleb, obviously, in Rome. So
that's one of them. Etienne's a great pick. There's another.
There is another. I think
There's
far down.
There's another in the fire. Look.
Take the other.
I think it's Jaylen Warren. I think Jaylen Warren's a huge value on the board there at the 809. The hard part about Caleb Johnson is they gave Warren the long-term contract too. He's been pretty damn good. Career year, completely broke all expectations I had for him, that's for sure. Sutton. There's another name though. Who can touch you like
another
me?
One.
Yep, there is. There's 3 more names that I really want to draft here. I'm hoping one of them's available. Fannin comes off the board. I haven't even thought about tight end, but that's not a bad pick.
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see what if there's somebody out there, but I can't really see anyone.
Matthew Golden's a nice pick. Actually, I don't really know anymore. I have no idea. Matthew Golden's a little bit of an enigma.
A what? Say that again?
Enigma. Who can touch you like me? Nobody. There's a player I really want to draft. All right, the quarterbacks are starting to become values, I would say.
Quarterbacks are struggling.
JJ in the 8th. I mean, come on. That's free money.
Struggling.
I love JJ in the 8th. That's a great pick. Man, RIP Cam Ward. Where's Matthew at? I want Matthew to be in the chat here. All right. What did I say with Javonte Williams? If he signs a long-term contract, I'm a genius. If he doesn't, it's a stupid pick. You ready?
I'm listening.
Rico Dowdle. If he signs a 2-year contract, I'm a genius.
Jonathan Brooks is going to take over. I still believe.
I actually do love Jonathan Brooks. That's a really good point.
Denzel Boston here.
By the way, like
5.
every pick I've made since like the 6th round, I should have taken a rookie pick. I just haven't kept up with it.
I'll take a running back. I'll take the new starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, okay. Well, Ken Walker doesn't have a contract beyond this year, so
he's starting running back for the Seattle Seahawks.
Ken Walker at the 6'11" feels much more difficult to manage than Charbonnet at the 9'7".
Yeah. Where did
again, guys, appreciate you. Some of you may not have heard, but we are going to do a giveaway for the team playbook today. All you got to do to enter is like the stream and type a "we back."
We back.
That's as simple as it gets. And then we're going to give away a playbook here, which we need to do some playbooks. We've got 3, right? Just want to make sure I'm not missing any. There's quite a few questions in there.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we do have 3.
It's 3, right? If we only look at team. Is that right? There's 3 in there?
Correct. Just 3. All I can see.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're not missing any if any get submitted. All right, Dalton Kincaid, Jalen Knoll, and Matthew Stafford, who is a legitimate MVP candidate, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
He's got to be considered a legit MVP candidate, don't you think?
Yeah, I would. I think so. I mean, he's going crazy right now.
He's absolutely killing it.
Caleb Johnson, yeah, you can't really do nothing. I got so excited when Caleb got in, and then he took the handoff, and there was a call back because of a holding or legal formation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be overreactionary because I feel like that's too often what happens in Dynasty, but could you think of like a worse vibes to the start of a career for a rookie running back that everyone was so hyped about in the past 10 years of Dynasty? I mean, surely there's one out there, but it's hard to match.
I mean, the vibes were really low for Kyren Williams.
Kyren Williams was a 5th-round pick.
That's true. That's fair.
What?
I guess I'm thinking of like the
what just happened here? Why is Joe Flacco being drafted in the 10th?
Yeah, that's crazy. I guess I was thinking of the situation like everyone loves Kyren coming in. He falls off. Caleb, everyone loved. He technically didn't fall off. He still got the draft capital he wanted, but it was just like, it was bad for everything that happened.
Jake Ferguson's a decent pick there. Trippy's got 3 tight ends. More tight ends than running backs. I mean...
all right, let's see.
Terry McLaurin this late, though, is kind of crazy.
He's old, man.
I will definitely draft him if he's available at the next pick.
He's old. All right, so 106 technically with Jason Myers at the 905 was Denzel Boston. Evan McPherson here at the 10-4 was Dante Moore.
Evan McPherson?
And then I'm on the clock. I'm going to take another running back here as well. I think the best available that I see here that's a starting running back is probably Woody.
Trey Sermon? Fuck. Woody Marks was the other name that I was talking about. Damn it. That's a great pick. Now I have to go and see what kind of player I want. I have no idea now.
Joe Mixon is going to come back, so don't worry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, guys. Joe Mixon will be back, right?
Yeah.
All right. I do think Is Ayuk been drafted yet? I think this is where Ayuk should go. I'll take Ayuk there.
Yeah. Don't see why not.
Theo, we've already explained, Theo, that this is not where we would value the rookie class. People just forgot that the rookie picks were available.
Yeah, Theo, so, it's okay.
Yeah, we've already explained a couple times, but just to explain again, if anybody's just joining, this is not how we would. This is not how we would value the rookie class.
It's gonna be the top comment. You guys don't value the 26 class. Relax. Rashid Shaheed.
Let's see. Rashid Shaheed. Look, at this point, like, just taking the rookie picks is smart, but it doesn't. I don't think it actually helps the stream at this point. Bryce Young is there, and I don't even know if I care.
I mean, there's no one that I care about the quarterback position. Sounds crazy, but I only have one quarterback.
I'm just going to take Tua.
Technically, I have two. I have Mendoza, technically.
Tua in the 11th, whatever. Look, let's wrap it. Let's wrap it after this round. We're all kind of guessing at this point. Definitely appreciate y'all being here. The next thing that we're going to do is this giveaway. And then we are going to do some team playbooks. So if you guys have been wanting to get a review for your Dynasty team, this is a great time to go ahead and get one in. No pressure, obviously. But if you do want a team playbook, customized review of your Dynasty team, then all you need to do is use the promo code LAND, become an annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Now, you can still get a team review from us if you're a member of a different promo code. You just have to buy it a la carte through the Flock store with us. No pressure either way. And we are going to do this giveaway. All you need to do to enter the giveaway is like the stream and type "we back." That's all you got to do to enter the stream. Enter the giveaway. There are currently 24 entries, so you got a pretty good chance, honestly.
Yeah, it's not bad. Really good chance there. Appreciate you guys joining us. We're going to get to some of these playbooks like Zach said. And then I'm going to start making these, excuse me, these playbooks on the back end.
All right. Yes. But this was fun. This was fun. I mean, a lot of this is going to change. Obviously, like we said, the rookie class is more valuable than this shows. But I'm also in the middle of scouting this class, so I don't have a lot to say yet. I really don't want to talk about the rookies until I do my process. I would like to make sure that I really know these players before I start talking about them. Okay, we have 27 entries. 27 entries. Let's go and let's give away a playbook, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right.
Good luck, guys. Good luck.
One lucky person is getting a playbook, and their name is RWO. So RWO, all I need you to do, my friend, is DM me on Discord. All right, and tell me your Flock Fantasy username. If you don't have an account yet, very important step here, create one for free, but make sure you use the code LAND. That way I can find you on the back end. And I'll put a link in the chat to make your life easier. But send me a screenshot of your YouTube account. Tell me your Flock Fantasy username, and we'll be happy to hook you up there. Let's get into some of these team playbooks.
Yeah, appreciate you guys.
Bragdon, who's been waiting quite a while.
7564. Yes, he's been waiting quite a while here. I'm still trying to get this because we need to make a new folder. Okay. M. Bragdon here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the for the support. He says currently sitting at 5-3, but should still be fine for playoffs contention. What move should I make to finally win my league? I just tried to trade for May. He also owns Mahomes, offered Kyler, Marks in the third, but guy didn't want to sell just yet. Should I try harder or should I ride with Baker and pursue a running back? Okay, well, let's have a look at your team here. 564, I think that was the number. Okay, and your team name is Mr. Bardon. You currently ranked. Did you change your name? I'm not seeing it. 13. Okay, you changed it, Mr. Bark 13. I think that's your name. Let me just triple check that on the back end there. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So you currently ranked first. You're 7-3, which means since you submitted this, I'm assuming you've won 2 games, which is awesome. Patrick Mahomes, Baker Mayfield, the running back Achane, Benson, Derrick James, and the list goes on. You got Jamar, Amon-Ra, Jefferson, Rice. Wow. Brian Thomas as well with Trey McBride. You don't have your first in 26, but you do have your first in 27. This is an unreal team. No doubt about it. It's not a Thanos, but it is a phenomenal team here. When it comes down to players, untouchables, a lot of untouchables. I'm just going to put one at each position. It's going to be Patrick Mahomes. I think is an untouchable going back into that status there after this year. Devon Achane. I'm actually going to put Jamar Chase and Amon-Ra. Because I think if McDaniels is gone, I think a new conversation could be had by the end of this year. But
sure,
he's been
where is
great.
This? Where is this playbook that you're using right now? I can't find it.
It should be a folder that says November.
All right,
it just says username.
Okay,
it just
that's
says
fine.
username.
I'll fix it.
And you can you just write that name for him? And then Trey McBride. This is not a tight end premium. I guess actually what I'll do is I'll put Devon Achane. This is a half PPR. So the tight end position or the running back position is a little bit more valuable. Holds. Looking at this team here. Look, I guess your holds right now that I can see is Brian Thomas. I don't want to sell Brian Thomas. I know he didn't have the best season. And also Trey Benson. Trey Benson is also a hold for you, as well as he comes back and emerges. Guys you can drop by the end of the season whenever you want to. Khalil Herbert, Justice Hill, Sterling Shepard, I think that might be. You can drop. Yeah.
The waiver wire is dead.
Yeah, I don't see anyone on the waiver wires. Other than that, I think once again this is a good team. I'll give this like a B+, A- type of team.
Yeah. I mean, he's starting Mahomes, Achane, Henry, Chase, Amon-Ra, McBride, Jefferson, Rice. That's his 8. That's incredibly good. It's just your running back room is what really holds back from being a Thanos. I think this is more A- to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's only really one weakness on this team, and it's the running back depth. But he still has plenty of great names to put in there. So I'm going to say A-, and I think it's very clearly a Windows open team. No reason not to compete. You don't have your first and 26. You've got some veterans on the team, the Derrick Henrys, the Mahomes, the Bakers. A lot of your receiving core is young. But there's just no reason not to compete this year and go all out and try and win this thing. So I like the team. Do we have any other...
No, that's all it for admin.
Okay. I will definitely bring us to the chalkboard then. Let's have a geese. So I do a mid-year rookie report for everybody. You don't really have any rookies. It's clear that you've built this team to win. Your only rookies were Jarquez Hunter and Jalen Royals, and I don't think either of them have even gotten a snap. So I just gave you an F. It doesn't mean that you have a bad team. It's just your rookies have made no impact. You don't really have impactful rookies. Now, I like to get some help at that running back room. I think the only way to do that is I don't want to sell Brian Thomas.
No, I think the way I see this is using those picks that you have, using the second, using the third, see what you can get using a second or third.
Yeah, I guess we go 26 second plus third.
Yeah, see what type of value you can get there.
I'd love to use Derrick Henry in a trade. I just don't think that you're going to be able to do that. Like, you can't package Henry in a second and get some upgrade because the person you're going to send it to that would want picks is probably not competing. So that's not going to work. We need to find a team that is really bad, like 2-8 bad, like this guy. And he has an ETN. I don't think you can get ETN for a second. You can't sell him for a first, though. What if we sent him James Conner in a second?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on how that person values James Conner. But yeah.
I'm just saying because Connor's not going to help him this year, but he has like a stashable name.
Yeah.
Probably not going to work, but again, I'm just trying to get you some options here. Woody Marks, I'd be willing to send his second. Would you send his second and third for Woody Marks just to kind of go all in? One more body there.
Yeah, I feel like there might be somebody.
Maybe you don't need to send the third.
Yeah, maybe you don't need to send the third. Like I would. Yeah, I was gonna say
you have to look at teams that are not competing right now.
And not competing. Yeah, that's
Chase Brown maybe or Jalen Warren.
Yeah, that feels better. Jalen Warren, I would try for sure.
Only issue is Warren's schedule in the playoffs is awful. The 2-8 team really doesn't have a running back that's worth trading for, unfortunately. Otherwise, I would be so down to trade with them, but they don't really have a name. Yeah. Bucky Irving, would you try and send his 27 first for Bucky Irving right now?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I'd be open to that. I think those are your windows right there. What about like a fourth for Chris Rodriguez or something? Because he's going to be the starter moving forward, and their schedule in the playoffs is very, very favorable.
Yeah, look, I guess if that's the best one.
It's not the best one, but it's more of like a break glass.
An option.
And
yeah,
in the playoffs, Washington gets the Giants, Philly, and Dallas, which Philly's not actually that great against the run, but they're the only matchup that you're not in love with.
Yeah.
Again, that's a break glass scenario. Really, really, really cheap option. Rico Dowdle. I'd send that second, third for Rico Dowdle if he's competing right now.
I would as well. Man, obviously it's really difficult because you can only get a certain amount of players. I would just say this: if you can get the following players as well, and those guys are willing to walk off in a second. I think you said Chase, right? Chase, Travis.
Yeah, the issue is
Benson.
Any other name that you're going to mention, these teams are contending because this is a very close league. You only have one, and there's only two teams that are technically out of it.
Yeah,
that's it. Like the guys that are 5-5, 4-6, there's so many teams that are really contending in this one. But anyway, I mean, we can. What are the other names?
Well, I was just making sure, like you said, Warren, Rico, Chase, Woody, Etienne.
Yeah.
I would like to take a shot on Trey Benson.
Okay, sure. I think he already has Trey Benson.
Does he?
Yep.
Okay, he has Trey Benson. Okay, awesome. I would like to take a shot on DeAndre Swift.
Okay, that's in a second for Swift, probably not a third.
Yeah. RJ Harvey's probably hard now because of JK.
Yeah, I don't think you.
I know his schedule's rough. That's about it. I think you can't get the Javantes of the world right now.
No.
4 seconds. People are gonna want first for those. So
yeah. But I think any of those moves are ideal. I mean, honestly, the one that fixes your problem the most is probably the Bucky Irving one. But of course, his shoulder injury is concerning. But if he ends up having another injury, it's Dynasty. You'll still have him next year. I think if anything, let me know if you have a different opinion. But Bucky being out has just shown how important he is to the team. Like Rachaad White has not. This is not a situation where you're like, wow, Rachaad White, they don't actually need Bucky. No, he's not been Bucky Irving.
Yeah, I agree.
He's been really, really rough. I mean, since week 3, not a single game over 3.8 yards per carry.
Yeah.
So I think they really need Bucky back. But yeah, those are some ideas, man. I think you're on the right path. I like the team a lot, and I hope that's helpful.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for the support. We appreciate you. You should be receiving your playbook here within 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy Message System, customized with everything that we drew up here for you today. Okay. Sam Stu is next. Great supporter of the show. I wonder if he's in here with us. If not, it's all good. He says, I'm 9-0 and chasing my first league title. I like my team, and I led the league in scoring, but I have to stream my super flex spot with Purdy hurt. The Dynasty ends this year if Swanee 0-0 wins again or after 2026, so I want to win now. Waiver wire is essentially dead. Any tips are appreciated. And you're currently 10-0, which is amazing. Unreal that you're 10-0. When it comes down to your team, Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, Tyler Shook, JT, Genty, Javonte, Woody, and the list goes on with Puka, Drake, Tet, George, Waddle. The list goes on there as well with Loveland. You have your first in 26. I guess your first don't really matter, right? If it's going to end in 26. So if it's going to end in 26, might as well use those firsts and just go crazy if you possibly can. But anyways, untouchables, Patrick Mahomes.
Well, yeah. I'm confused what he means by or after 2026. So does that mean no matter what it's going to end, or only if someone wins it? I don't know.
Yeah, no idea. But at least that's how I took it. Like next year will be the last year regardless.
Right.
So if that is the case, Sam, let us know, because I think we can definitely curate some trades of you just sending away your 26 first to go crazy, because you have a really strong team. But if not, that's totally okay. But Patrick Mahomes, Puka Nacua, JT is also going to be all the untouchables. I guess you can also put a name like Drake London in that category as well. When it comes down to holds, once again, if we are, I guess, trying to hold and compete next year, I would say Woody Marks, and then I would say Jalen Waddle is also a hold. I don't want to go too deep for those players if we're reading this correctly, where this league is going to end in 26. There's no point of necessarily holding the Jack Best or the Kyle Williams or the Rashid Shaheeds for them and waiting for them to kind of break out, if you kind of get what I mean. If this league is going to end, a lot of guys you can drop here. Way too many people on the roster, from I would say all the way from Jimmy Horton all the way down. You can drop outside of Christian Watson. I like what I see him doing. I think this team is good. I think this is kind of an A- B+ type of team as well. I say the tight end room is not as strong as the last team, so maybe we can give it like a B+. But let me know what you think, Zach. You have all your draft capital there as well.
You said B+?
This is a strong contender.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely in agreement there.
Yeah.
I feel like we need the context, honestly. If the league is actually ending after 2026, then I would do anything to move my picks. But if it's not, if it's just like if someone else wins, then I would operate differently. But either way, I mean, his starting lineup is really strong. Purdy should be back this week, so it'll be Mahomes, Purdy, JT, Genty, Puka, London, Loveland, Tet, Pickens, Waddle, Woody, Javonte. That's 12. Debo's on the bench. You can start Debo. You could technically start Kelsey as well. So it's a really good lineup there. You said B+. I'll
say B.
I'll agree with that. Yeah,
B+. This team is just as good as the other team. You just don't have that tight end position. Actually, I think your running back room is stronger. Your wide receiver room is just as strong. Your
Not in the
quarterback room,
intermediate, but long term you do. For
yeah,
sure.
the long term, yeah. So, yeah, B plus there. Other than that, that's all the admin.
Yeah. Yeah, you're in a great spot. Now, how do we want to operate? Because we need to pick a pathway, but we don't fully know what he means.
Look, this is what I would say. I think what we should do is give it. We're not going to go too deep into you winning, giving all away.
I think we just go into like a win now mode with JT.
Exactly. Win now. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So win now with JT. But like, if this league is going to end, maybe we can give him just two options of like what he should be able to do with the draft capital that he has.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna go win now.
Yeah, win now.
Windows open then. All right, let's go Windows open with JT. I mean, you might as well take advantage of the elite season that he's having. He might help you win every game on his own. All right, looking at your rookie class, pretty good so far. I mean, Shuck's been a nice surprise last week. I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. Marks has been a great surprise. McMillan has been great despite bad circumstances. He's not been great, but he's been good despite bad circumstances. You see the upside of Loveland. I gave you a B there. I think what I'd like to do, since you're already 10-0, your first round pick in 26 is probably useless anyway. You know, he can't really sacrifice depth, but you know what I mean? Like, we can't suggest for him to go sell Waddle in a first to get a player because the depth is so important in a start 12. Yeah. Only Deebo Samuel's on the bench that you're not using. So we're not probably going to use players. We're probably just going to use the picks. I'd like to package my 26 first and 26 second, and I'd like to go get another flex. It can be a running back. It can be a receiver. And we need to target the teams that are not competing right now. For example, would you go send your first for a Henderson to the guy that's 4 and 6?
Yeah.
If people are still, you know, skeptical on him, so you can send your first. You can send your first plus a third, maybe. I don't know. That guy's 4 and 6. There are definitely going to be worse teams here. The guy who's 2 and 8 has Breece Hall. Would you send his first for Breece Hall? Probably. I mean, why not?
Agreed.
Probably not the second, but you could definitely send that first for Breece at this point. And that gives you another flex that you can be confident in from a team that's clearly selling. The 3 and 7 team has Trey Benson. Maybe we do a second and a third. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do like that as well. Second and a third for Trey Benson, kind of like we did earlier.
The 2 and 8 team has Bucky Irving. I would send a first and a second for Bucky Irving if I can get it done.
Yeah.
In his scenario. Omarion, I mean...
Omarion.
I would definitely do that same deal. I think he's going to cost more than that, but there's no harm in trying. The 3 and 7 team here has Kyron and RJ. They also have Burden. I feel like Kyron Williams, I would try for the first. You might have to add the second. And again, only add the second if, you know, you really think that the league's going to end in 26.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Otherwise, you just try for the first. The 4 and 6 team has James Cook, Chase Brown. Maybe we try Chase Brown for a second and a third instead of a first and a second.
Yeah, I like that.
Like Trey Benson. I don't know how long Chase Brown has his current role. I mean, I would try James Cook. Same thing as Bucky. He's probably going to cost more. Maybe you add another pick into that. But those are the teams that are probably willing to sell. I don't think any other team is probably willing to sell right now.
Yeah.
I mean, do you go out and get an Achane and send a first, second? I mean, do you send 2 firsts?
I think
like
that's
if the
what I'm
league is
saying.
actually ending,
Yeah, if the league's actually ending, just send 2 first, and I don't think those people really care. It's just like
Then you can send 2 first for Achan. Again,
you can
only
send,
if the league is
exactly.
ending. But
Yeah, that's what I would do.
yeah, you're in a really good position, and you've had a great year so far. Let's go win the whole thing.
Oh yeah, man! Congrats on being undefeated in the league. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. You should be receiving your customized playbook with everything that we drew up here for you today within the next 48 hours on the Flock Fantasy Message System.
By the way,
Um,
earlier we were talking about Cam Scattaboo, and I got a reply from Jeff Mueller, who's a guy that we trust a lot in the industry. In case anybody's curious, oops, we are doing playbooks today. That's right. In case anybody's curious, this is what Jeff Mueller had to say. I asked him, hey, like, are there any comparisons for Cam Scattaboo's injury historically? He said, unfortunately, not to that severity. Pollard, Pacheco weren't nearly as bad. It was really Dak and Lance, which is my concern. He said, no running backs I could find, which is actually pretty wild. That's my concern. We have no idea. We have no examples historically of Cam Scattaboo's injury. And the examples we do, Dak Prescott, Trey Lance. Dak Prescott has never been the same from a mobility perspective since that injury. You used to expect 4 to 6 rushing touchdowns from Dak every year. That might be hyperbolic, right? But he was a threat in the red zone. You had to think about it. You don't have to anymore. Trey Lance, his entire game was built around rushing. And he, who knows what would have happened without the injury. But so, yeah, anyway.
yeah.
Don't want to derail, but I thought that was worth sharing.
No, yeah. Obviously, you have to wait and see what's going to happen, but that is good. Appreciate you, Jeff. Okay.
ATL. Last one of the day.
Last one of the day here. And he is saying, I'm in a bit of a dilemma. So I'm contending. Trade Sutton for Loveland, which worked out, but need a stable QB since Mac Jones might not start. Sick fucks. And Jacob Lives need running back. So I would move Woody Marks. What's fair value or a start trade for my team? Shot off limits since no one wants him. Okay. Drizzy Drake is your team. You're currently ranked 3rd out of 12. You're 12 and 8
too, yeah.
Okay, so CJ Stroud, Geno, and really no other quarterback, unfortunately. At the running back position, Bijan, Judkins, Brees, Woody, Kamani. Okay. With CD, Drake, Brian, Luther, Keisha, the list goes on there as well with Colston, Loveland, and Kyle Pitts. You don't have your first and 26. And you have your first and 27. So I instantly put you into a windows open. Players that you should be holding or I guess are untouchable. Bijan Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, and Drake London for me. Easy holds for the future would be Woody Marks and Luther Burden at the moment. I guess you can put Brian Thomas in there as well. I don't think you should be selling Brian Thomas. His value is at an all-time low. Easy drops are going to be, and keep in mind, all these drops that we're going to say is most likely going to happen at the end of the year. Doesn't have to happen now. But like the ones I can see is like Kareem Hunt, Darren Waller, Jimmy Horn, Kendrick Bourne, and all those guys can be dropped at the end of the season. You don't have to drop them right now. So overall, I would say this is a windows open, like I said earlier. I do like this team. It's a B plus for me, I would say. I don't know about you. I don't have the strongest quarterback room. Oddly enough, all these teams are really similar. Running back and wide receiver are strong. Tight ends kind of in that mix, but you have the weakest quarterback room out of the 3 teams we just reviewed, which is a bit rough. So,
yeah, I would say this guy's team is from a depth perspective is in a far worse position than any other team we've reviewed today. Simply because if you think about it, he's starting Stroud and Geno, then Bijan, Judkins, then CD, London, maybe Pitts for now. And he has to start 3 more names. Brees, Woody, Brian. It's not terrible, but like
no, it's not terrible.
Burden, you don't know if you can play at any point. Vidal is useless when Hampton's back. But you don't have your pick, so Badaki's right. You need to go compete. You don't have your first, sorry. So I'm gonna give you a B plus as well. B plus.
This actually might be.
I
It
think
might be a little
I
bit.
think this is a B minus at minimum
Okay.
because the quarterback room is so weak. I mean, he definitely needs to compete, but
Yeah.
the quarterback room is so weak. And you know what's tough is he can't even really afford to sell one of his players for a quarterback. You know, he mentioned, well, these people want Woody Marks. You can't afford to lose Woody Marks on this team. In a start 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just can't afford that. So I think the route we need to go is really, I think we need to send those seconds away to find a quarterback that's not awesome but usable. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. I completely agree. First names that came to mind are like the Sam Darnolds, Matthew Staffords of the world.
Yeah, so let's talk that through. So I would send 2 seconds for Darnold easily. I would send 1 second for Stafford. Just 1. But I guess what we need to do is find the teams that are actually not competing right now and see what's doable. So why don't we do that? Let's see the teams that are not competing.
Yeah, there's a guy that's 0-20. The only quarterback that I can see here that
Tua.
maybe, is Tua.
Would you? I mean, a second seems like too much for Tua.
A second does seem too much. I would send like 2/3 if you can, or a third. Try it. Start with a third.
A second for Tua and a third. You do the pick swap. But honestly, like if Tua's his only option and it costs a second, he might just have to bite the bullet and do it.
Yeah,
he can't really afford to be greedy. The 6 and 14 team has Stafford, so that could work. Prime. You're not going to get Joe Burrow.
No, there's another team here, 3-17. Sam Darnold, JJ McCarthy, and Brock Purdy.
Perfect. So you can get Darnold for the 2 seconds. I would also prefer to get Purdy for the 2 seconds, but either one is actually a great option for you.
Yeah, I don't think there's any other. This, I guess a 9-11 team. I guess he's still in the mix. Oh yeah, this guy already
7
has
and 13.
James.
The guy who's 7 and 13 has Trevor Herbert Dart. I would put Trevor in that second, like Stafford. And honestly, like Trevor's another one of these names where if you need to make it happen, you have to get another name outside of Geno there.
Yeah, you do. What I would also do, by the way, right now, just as a precaution, because if Geno doesn't play, because I know he was injured, you have to pick up Kenny Pickett.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's true.
I know that sounds terrible, but I know Geno was struggling with that injury. Is he going to play? Technically, he's playing on Monday night, so he has an extra day. But this can be a last-minute thing where, like, family-friendly, but he could fuck you, like, and you will just not be okay.
Yeah. I think that's a great list there of realistic options based off of your league and who's competing and who's not. I mean, we could of course like go to rankings and name other quarterbacks, but the guys who are competing are not going to give them up. The Daniel Joneses of the world, you know, really that's the one that comes to mind. Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. So,
yeah, but you're set everywhere else at the running back, wide receiver position. You have enough at the tight end. Let me check waivers for quarterback. Yeah, Kenny Pickett is definitely available. You should pick him up for sure. I think that's probably the only housekeeping that you should drop. Darren Waller, drop Damian Martinez now. Pick up Kenny Pickett just in case.
Maybe you sell Vidal to the Hampton owner.
Yeah,
he's 6 and 14. He probably doesn't care.
Yeah, he probably doesn't care for Vidal then. No.
But what if you can send him Vidal for like Jacoby Myers or something? Why am I signed out? Okay, well, those were all my ideas anyway. I've been signed out for some reason.
No, that's okay. But appreciate you. ATL, thank you so much for the support. You should be receiving your playbook in the Flock Fantasy Message System. Customized with everything that we drew up here for you today within the next 48 hours. So appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the support.
Yes, appreciate you big time. Guys, fun stream today. Mock drafts were fun. Reviews, it's always fun looking at your dynasty teams. But I think that's it, right? I don't think we have any other team reviews.
No other team reviews. We'll be live on our redraft channel most likely, or we are going to be live on our redraft channel tomorrow answering all the start sit questions.
Yeah.
Before Thursday night football. It's going to be a Travion Henderson breakout game on prime time.
Well, the breakout's already happened, hasn't it?
Yeah, but in prime time.
Yeah. All right, guys. We appreciate you. Nothing but love. Yeah. We'll see y'all soon. Hey, video just dropped on the channel. Trade targets in Dynasty. Definitely go check that out. All right. Love.
Love.